What if I told you the relationship that you have with your money is probably the same relationship you have within your love life? When we think of money, most people think they need more, they want more. But do you have a healthy relationship with money? Do you have a healthy relationship within your love life? I'm Katerina, and I am your soul led oracle to take you into the underworld and come out the other side. I guide women through their shadows, through their core wounds, so they can align with their highest self. They can align with the abundance that is their birthright, and they can walk their destiny path. If you look at your relationships, say for instance, you are constantly chasing a man and he never gives you enough, but you're chasing and chasing and chasing him because you want to ultimately be loved, and you want to prove yourself. You might have a toxic relationship within productivity and rest. You may feel like you are not worthy, so you give and give and give to show, look, I'm so worthy of this. You don't understand. But that is acting from a place of trauma. So what that does is, it, like as it would a man, it would turn them away because they're like, I don't like this energy, it doesn't flow. And this isn't and you don't have to take this with a woman and man, it's anyone, but those are where your core wounds lie. And it wasn't until I had my own experience that I realized the core wound aspect is nothing to do with abundance. It is just like a spectrum of things. But if you actually look at your relationships and your love life, you'll often see the same exact pattern with abundance. I was doing everything right. I was doing all my core wounds. I had found my core wounds and I was working through them. And still within that, the abundance wasn't coming. And I just felt so aligned. And I was like, oh, why is this? Like, why is this not working out for me? And yet I still had this feeling that it would, but there was obviously a block, and a deeper block than I had realized. And it wasn't until I was going through a separate experience that I realized, oh my goodness, I don't give. I don't give, and I don't trust. And then I started unraveling this narrative that could have been with abundance too. And that's when I realized that most likely your relationship with someone is how you would view a relationship with money. So for me, I found it really difficult to say to someone I like them without knowing that they like me first. Again, it's that vulnerability that I spoke about in another video about feeling seen. And it was actually that experience that throughout that experience that made me realize, like, oh, okay, it is safe to trust. And that opened up the floodgates of abundance for me once I realized that. It's so funny because you don't think about it. Well, I didn't think about it like that. I thought money is a separate thing, separate issue. What is my core wound with money? That's the way I would always think about it. I was struggling so much to find that wound when it came to money because I just couldn't see. I was in my 20s and I was going through freelance jobs, starting my own businesses, getting part-time jobs, and I just never earned consistently, if I'm completely truthful with you. my finances were very, very stressful for me because I was so ill. I was unable to get the like full-time job, and when I did get the full-time job, I was crashed out. Like, I would sleep from Friday night all the way until Saturday afternoon, and then the same with Sunday. um it was like I was running a treadmill and I just couldn't find a way off. And all my freelance work, it was like one bit of money and then 3 months without anything, and then one bit of money and then 6 months without anything. So I was like grabbing onto everything that I had. I was holding on to that because I didn't know the next time that I would have it. And within my love life, I realized I don't give. I don't give because I'm scared that they won't give it back. And that is my relationship with abundance. That was something that I had to work through, and I had to actively work on like my root chakra and make sure that I feel safe. Then within that, I was able to create a more safe feeling. And every time I spent money, in my head I would say an affirmation of like, um, every pound I spend is a prayer of trust. I would affirm every moment that I was completely supported by the universe and that everything does work in my favor. Like, I am okay, I am safe. And the main thing was the safety, because you can't trust if you don't feel safe. And that was huge for me, and it literally opened up everything for me, not just in terms of finances but experiences. People were coming to me because they heard through a friend that I was doing services, and I never promote my services. I work on myself, I work on people who ask me, and now I'm on YouTube. But I never did like the sales promotion thing of this is what I can offer. It's just totally unaligned with with who I am as a person, but also with my chart, with my human design. Also, I'd recommend looking in your authority, because that is genuinely the key to your business. Um, so I'm a sacral authority. So if I am not excited about something, I just don't do it. And that has been able for me, that's like really helped me to stay on track. And with that, have things come to me because I'm so excited by things. Um, Everything I have below is like, I'm so excited about it. And by below, I mean in the description box. I'm just so excited about all of it. I was excited when I thought of the idea. I was excited through writing it. I was excited through the process, through designing it, through launching it. And that is your, like, that's your kind of um, your intuition. Whereas someone might be a spleen authority and they might go through like that first initial, got it, that's what I want. I'm not sure on other authorities, to be honest. So just type in like human design and it will come up, and you'll find like your authority. The other ones are important too, but for me, I work with kind of the chart, astrological chart, as you know, and the authority section just really spoke to me. That was a bit of a tangent. So, what I ask you is, if money was a man or a woman, what would your relationship be with them? Like, what is your relationship with your partner or your ex partner or the people that you date? What is your relationship with them? And then think about that, and then think about how that relates to money. It's honestly eye-opening. It really is. It will help you ultimately step into abundance because you've like freed the gates. I was speaking to someone the other day and I was trying to explain why you won't attract certain things if you've got a block. And I always just thought about it. Imagine a huge boulder in the middle of the river, and that boulder is one of your core wounds, and the river can't flow. It's literally not able to flow because the rock is there. So that water will rise and rise and rise, and the rock just won't go anywhere. So the water ends up going back on itself. Often we have to think of the relationship that we have with money and forget about the money and just think of the relationship that you have with anything, anyone. If you want to heal your wounds and align with abundance using astrology and shadow work, then everything is linked below for you. I often find that you could get to these wounds by yourself. You don't need anything. However, if you're like me and you're just a little bit impatient, and also you like a plan, I'm a Capricorn rising, it is what it is, then astrology is the answer for you. You were born with a map, and throughout life and through society and through your parents teaching you, your caregivers teaching you, that map was forgotten. And I am here to help you bring that back. Your core wounds were there from the moment you were born. But if you did know your charts, you probably would have had a life more with ease because you're working in alignment rather than pushing against the narrative, which was your birthright. I could say this 100 times over, and I'm going to keep saying it. Astrology literally saved my life. It found me my path. It gave me substance. I fell into something that I genuinely love and adore and enjoy, and that's my sacral authority. So I'm going to keep going with it. And if you don't see me on here one day, it's because my sacral's like, nah, doesn't excite me anymore. I doubt that will ever happen, but you never know. Hopefully this has resonated with some of you. I just felt like I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware that like everyone was talking about what are your wounds with money, what were you taught as a child, like what did you hear? And I wrote down everything, and I'm like, okay, like I earn money through suffering. Like that's like I've seen people, you know, lose people because they earn more money, or I've seen people not have a social life because they earn more money. Those are things, but I was like, I'm aware of them, I'm working on them, I have done a lot of work on that. What am I missing? And I realized it's my own personal relationship with money, and the only way that that could like get into my brain was by looking at it as a relationship with a man. Like, how am I with a man? And that just opened the doors for me. I was so confused this morning. I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to talk about. Nothing was coming. And then I just created this video that I'm really excited about. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. Everything's crazy. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next video.